I just had a little thought in my. While I was out having a cigarette, I had a little thought, and I want to know, from historical aspects, incest. I mean, even to this day, I think there's at least 40 plus states that are okay with you marrying your family. But historically, incest really wasn't taboo, but it wasn't, for everybody. Um, Religious, and I mean, I don't really know if it's taboo or not. I mean, no, I mean, it wasn't so much taboo for dating or marrying a woman that was young. Um, Evolution and biology doesn't particularly have an opinion, a personal opinion. Um, it just is as it is. Um, it has no moral ground in it. So what would be my? I just had this. I don't know where I was going with this thought process, but kind of trying to understand like the human race, I guess, and what we believe in, what we stand for, what we'll tolerate, what we won't tolerate, what we're willing to die for, what we're willing to live for, and what we're willing to do both for. Because I do think living for something and dying for something is something too different, but something that you're willing to live and die for, or die and live for, is something completely different as well. Um, but what makes you who you are? What's your values? Um, I mean, in my personal home, I have my values, my morals, what I'll stand for, what I won't tolerate. Um, in a way, my boundaries, my rules, my stipulations. Um, but out in the real world, my especially nowadays in this modern time of 2023, um, the understanding and description of certain words and what they mean, um, it's all jumbled up nowadays. Um, Respect is something that's unknown to a lot, and for a lot, they think they understand it and have it, but they don't. Um, and I'm just trying to like understand what the human race, what do we stand for? What I mean, why are we here? I mean, I have my views on all this, and what I believe, but as a whole, what do we believe? Because like I'm kind of like, I mean, science and religion don't really get along. Um, because I think they contradict each other. They're not friends. They're like talking about the same thing, but from two different outlooks, different studies, sometimes on the same item and topic and situation and altercation, um, with different morals and understanding of that. Um, so I mean, science and religion don't really get along. Um, Magic is I guess the black sheep, um, and misunderstood, I guess, cousin of the family. Um, the laws that we've come to create uh, for ourselves based on our understanding of what we consider, good, bad, evil, right, I mean, wrong, something that we consider to be, that's not okay, that's completely evil, that's just sick in the head, this charity, we like charity because, we like, helping other people. We think we should be helping other people. We think everybody deserves, respect, I think, at a human level. Individually, I think you have to earn it. But as a human race, I mean, why are we fighting with each other? Why are we bickering with each other? Why are we so divided? I mean, especially now. I mean, we could look back in our past and see where we've come and be. And the problems that we had 50, 100, 150, 200, 500 years haven't really, we haven't really grown from them. We haven't learned from our past. We are still repeating in the future, which will, in the end, once me and my wife are gone, will be our children's present. As they grow to find somebody to be with and have kids and make choices, bad or good, and then be affected by how the world is, because the world is a teacher as well. It teaches your kids good or bad lessons. I mean, you help your kids to understand who they are and what they believe to be right and wrong, and how to read people that have the best interests and that are lying and this and all that. Um, I mean, like, I know also religion and history don't get along as well. Um, yes, history ties in with more, because history is like that middle ground as well between evolution and religion. Um, History kind of like is a middle ground because it explains both and not really insulting way, I guess. But if you go back, I mean, like, I think Christianity and religion pretty much believes that the human race has been around for 6 to 10,000 years only. I think they believe that Adam and Eve is the beginning of all humanity. Um, where evolution and science believe in cavemen and the six different strands of the human race that came to interact and mate and join and fight and live again next to each other, and intertwine and come to create the human race that is now. Um, and then when you want to bring in our intelligence and space, um, but if you want to bring it in space and our technology and the intelligence of the human race and what we're creating, you know, then you go into a different level of the rabbit hole of trying to understand the human race. And with the space, on what we do know and understand of space, we are very tiny in the big scheme of things. Like, we are like one letter in a whole novel that is written about, everything. Like, that is how tiny we are. One letter in a novel. That's it. And I think that's what, just our planet, maybe, or maybe just our galaxy. Uh, and why, man? What we need to, why, we used to strive to understand. I mean, a lot more people were interested in space and learning, understanding. Um, Educating yourself wasn't really a bad thing. Um, I came to enjoy everything that school has to offer. I didn't care for it when I was being forced to go to school. But after I left, I mean, I can't get enough. I like math. I'm pretty good at it. My reading and spelling has gone better because of me. I came to learn how to read and write and spell and pronounce my words better. After practicing, using the same techniques that the school teaches you, just at my pace. The way I needed to be taught. Um, I came to love history and learn and be educated. I don't have a problem. Most of my stuff, most of my beliefs and opinions and theories come off of me reading and learning about stuff and thinking about it and having my own opinions and theories mix around with what I've read and heard or was told by other people and things I've read and watched. And then I come to a conclusion with my own opinion about it. Um, has some similarities with what I heard. Um, have some, I use some of the same quotes. but I believe it. I put in my words that I mean, yeah, you can hear maybe Andrew Tate in some of my words when I speak, or you can hear Pearl or Ben Shapiro. I have a lot of the same values that I think pagan have. I have a lot of values that Christianity holds. I have a lot of outlooks that the Muslim community believe. Um, Catholics. I mean, I have a lot of similarities with a lot of religions, but I'm not I'm part of any of them. I don't have, particularly a church or a temple or whatever holy temple, holy grounds that people would go to worship along with people that have the same beliefs. Because I haven't particularly, besides my wife, I haven't particularly found anybody that has the same, or at least close to the same belief that I have on how everything works and how everything is intertwined. Um, and think or ask questions the way I do, or have the questions that I ask. Um, I mean, most of the people I have that leave comments on my stuff just want to, they want to insult me about my looks. Like that's the best. I mean, sometimes I have a few comments on there that ask me questions and this and all that and their opinions, and I try to do my best to like get back to those ones. But most of the time it's just fucking retards trying to be funny and be insulting and be a smart ass. I don't particularly care. Um, so yeah. I think that's where I'll end it.